Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to term 4, 22nd of February. Days are getting longer. It's only one rainy day this week, and that's today. And then it's going to be gorgeous weather, and we're going to have a lovely week. So eyes down for term 4, everyone. And who knows what is going to be announced tonight, but it does look like we will all be back together on the 8th of March. So I'm really looking forward to that, but we'll have to wait for Boris Johnson to make that announcement today. What they're doing is they're being very cautious, which means they're going to do it very slowly. But we are a priority in the school. So hopefully in a couple of weeks, we'll all be back together. I don't know if we can still carry on doing Zoom assemblies. We probably will, but I can't wait for the day when we get back in the hall and we can sing something and all be in the hall together. But I don't know how long that's going to be, but we shall wait and see. So this term, we are thinking about our core value of fairness. Now, I know that fairness, because we've talked about this before, fair is not about everyone getting the same. We talk about fairness in that we listen to everybody. If you've got a problem, we will listen to one person, we will listen to another person, and then decide what needs to happen. And it's about you listening to each other and feeling listened to. That's a big part of fairness. But the other part of fairness is this. I'm pointing to it. That's not helpful, is it? I use my cursor. Fair is not everyone getting the same thing. That doesn't mean things like turns on a skipping rope or time in the cage. It doesn't mean that. It means everybody gets what they need in order to be successful. And I don't want you coming into me and saying, in order to be successful footballers, we need more time in the cage. That's not what we mean. It means that some people start off up here with something. It might be with reading, it might be with maths, it might be something, anything, but other people start down here. And so in order for everyone to be successful, the people that start down here need a bit of extra help. And that's what that means. And that's what this picture shows us. So you can see on here, this is where everyone is getting the same. That you might say, that's fair. Everyone's getting the same. But it still means that this little person can't see the baseball game. So this little person is now being given, this guy's got none, this guy's got a little bit, and this person's got double what this person's got. So, but now they can all see the baseball game. So that's just an example of the sorts of things we will be talking about this term. But as you know, before the holidays, I did tell you a little bit. I'm going to talk about in assembly today. So we're going to talk a little bit about this in assembly today. I don't know if you saw on the news what happened, but do you remember when we talked about Curiosity and we talked about the Mars rover, the latest one? I said, I didn't even know there was one until I started looking at Curiosity. And Perseverance was the next Mars rover to land, and Perseverance was due to land in the holidays on the Thursday night of the holidays, and it's going to land on Mars, which is 130 million miles away and takes 7 months to get there. 130 million miles away, you can't even think that in your brain, can you? That's so far away. And it's going to land on Mars, and look, it's got loads and loads of scientific instruments on board, including a little tiny helicopter, just saying. And it's going to see if there used to be life on Mars. And when they say life, they don't mean aliens. They just mean microscopic little bugs might have existed on Mars, which might mean one day humans could fly to Mars and explore it, like in the film The Martian, if anyone's seen that. Anyway, this is the biggest rover to go to Mars so far, and I'm going to do something. This is what I'm stressed about. I'm going to do something because I could not get this video to embed. So I'm really hoping that you can see this. So this is an animation. Obviously, there is nobody in space to film this happening. This is an animation of what should happen on Mars, on the landing. Quite a good animation. I'm really hoping you can see it. If not, maybe your teachers can show you. I shall sort it out. Little parachute comes up, stop it crashing. And it's got to land in the exact spot they want it to land in, which is called the Jezero crater. Oh, there it goes. And then rocket thrusters come on. Looks like bits of things wrapped in tin foil, doesn't it? I think it might be a bit more advanced than that. And there goes Perseverance. And away goes the thingy that landed it. And that'll land somewhere else on Mars so it doesn't crash into Perseverance. And that is what is supposed to happen. Let's see what happens next in the animation. Just comes out, I think. And there's little Perseverance all on its own on Mars. Well, Curiosity's there somewhere as well, and the others. So that is what was supposed to happen on Thursday. And let's go back to the slides and let's see what actually did happen. Some of you will know if it was successful. You might get a clue here from the looks on their faces and their arms in the air. Let's have a little look. Oh, and the fact that it says successful up here.
We are starting the straighten up and fly right maneuver in preparation for parachute deploy. The navigation has confirmed that the parachute has deployed and we are seeing significant deceleration.
Don't forget, this is the animation. That's not actually it, remember.
About 20 meters off the surface. Touchdown confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars, ready and taking the bearings of a past life.
So they did it. They absolutely did it. And it's unbelievable what they've achieved.
First image.
Those are the actual pictures.
This is what NASA does. This is what we can do as a country.
Which is pretty spectacular, I have to say. I know it costs lots and lots of money, and lots of people are not very happy about the money it cost, but it is amazing. And you saw there, this lady was the lady, she had a mask on, but this lady was the lady who was announcing the parachutes deployed, touchdown, Perseverance has landed. And this is a lady called Swasti, and I thought I'd just tell you a little bit about her, because a few years ago you wouldn't have seen a woman doing this. It would have been all men. That's what you noticed when you look back at the historical images and videos of when they land spaceships. It's always there she is doing her touchdown thingy. And so she's called Swati, and she delivered the news that the Mars rover had landed successfully. And she, her family are from India, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about her because I think she's an exceptional woman. And she moved to the United States, to America, when she was 1 year old. And her job, this is her job, guidance and controls operations lead for the Mars rover mission. What an amazing job. So she basically acts as the eyes and ears for NASA's most sophisticated spacecraft to date. So, and guess what? When she was 9, she watched Star Trek. Now, I don't know if any of you have seen Star Trek. We watch Star Trek in our house, but because my husband really likes it from when he was little. But Star Trek is what inspired Swati to come and become and want to get involved in space research. She said, I remember thinking, I want to do that. I want to find new and beautiful places in the universe. And so she did that. She originally was going to become a doctor, which is what her family wanted her to do. And then when she was 16, she started doing her physics GCSE, or they call them GCSEs in America, but she started learning about physics. And then she thought, oh, I might be an engineer, because engineering was the way to go to get involved in building spacecraft, which is what she wanted to do. So she did an engineering degree at university. She did really well with her GCSE equivalent and her A levels, went to university, and then did a degree and then another qualification in aeronautics and astronautics. So exciting. And she went to work for NASA, which was her childhood dream. And I just think that's amazing. And it's so nice to see and hear just a female voice in the NASA place where they make all the announcements. Control room, that's the word I'm looking for. So well done to Swati, and I'm sure some of you would have known about that. She's worked on Perseverance for 11 years, I think she said, and on Thursday last week it all came to fruition, and Perseverance started sending back pictures. And you can follow Perseverance on, your mums and dads might be able to follow it on Twitter. We might look at it on our school Twitter feed, follow it on our school Twitter feed, because it's sending back the most amazing pictures. So and well done to Swati and all her team for making that happen. And maybe if you think about the fact that she started thinking about it when she was 9. So any of you that are now 9, thinking about what do you really want to do, what's inspiring you, and because of what she was given to help her succeed, making a link back to our core value, Swati became a pivotal part of that mission to Mars. So think about what you might want to achieve when you grow up. And there's an actual picture of Perseverance. That's not the animation. That is an actual picture of Perseverance landing. And I just thought back to this lady who is one of the first people that made it all happen for people like Swati. And this is Katherine Johnson. And she, back in the 60s, was one of the brilliant group of women who figured out the trajectory needed for Apollo 11 to be able to land on the moon. And she had to do an awful lot of very complicated maths to make that happen. So again, if you're thinking, oh, I'm quite good at maths, I really like maths, or not great at maths, but I do really like it and I want to get better, then you could be like Katherine, who then laid the way for people like Swati to become successful aeronautical engineers. So have a little remember of Katherine Johnson, who we've talked about in assemblies before, and some of you year 5s know all about her. She was an amazing woman. So just thinking about this first assembly of term 4 and the things that are going to happen in term 4, we're really hoping that we're all going to come back together and that everyone is going to get what they need to be successful. And just think about how you play a part in that. What can you do that makes sure that your friends get what they need to be successful, and that we really celebrate that core value of fairness this term? And I'll see you all later. Have a lovely day.